Hello folks, this is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers. I am reporting today on DSR Chats. I said that this week I would be doing video number 100, and well, this is it, video 100 on DSR Chats. Well, today we're going to talk about health. Health, a very important subject, of course. In May, I was not doing well, and I really felt like I could check out. And so I had been looking for some different things that I could do that would help me health-wise. One of the things that I had done a long time ago was to get the sugar out of my system. And it's been about 26 months since I took the sugar away. Now that is your cane sugar and your beet sugar. As far as I'm concerned, and you can argue this if you want, but as far as I am concerned, it is carcinogenic. And so I needed to get away from it anyway, because carcinogenic, of course, is not a good thing. Also, I decided that white flour was going to have to be something that went out of my diet. Now, I don't have it completely out, but I have it about 90 to 95% gone from my program. We eat the unbleached, unbromated flour when we eat any of it. Because of the fact that the bleaching process and the bromating process of the flour are unfortunately carcinogenic, and they add a lot of things to the flour that just simply are not good for the body. Now, that is what I've heard the medical people say, especially those who are independent and not being paid by some special group to lie their butts off. So there you go. Now my wife will use oat flour, almond flour, coconut flour. We even use amaranth and quinoa. Interestingly enough, about the white flour, if you put a little bit of it in a container and then you put a little water in there, you mix it up, it becomes what we used to use as kids, something called paste. Well, unfortunately, paste will do the same thing on your picture when you're putting the little pieces on your picture and making them stick. It'll do the same thing in your arteries, from what I understand. And if that is the case, then that's probably part of the artery clogging process. So that's one reason why I like to stay away from the white flour. And hopefully that will make a difference. And you know what, even if it doesn't, I'm healthier because I'm staying away from that stuff. And so that's in itself is a good thing. I felt, like I said, like I was checking out in May. This is only 2 months later. Now you can see I had my 60-day weigh-in a couple days ago. And I feel at least 100% better in those 60 days. And we've talked about the diet that I'm using. I have a 6-hour window in which I do some eating. And the eating that I do is kind of intermittent in itself, in the sense that around 12:30, I'll eat my breakfast. I'll be done by 12:30, 1 o'clock. Around 3:30, maybe I'll have a few cherries or a few grapes or something of that nature. Once in a while, I'll have a sugar-free popsicle, which is about 20 calories. And that'll be enough to satisfy me. And then sometime between 4:30 and 5:15, I will eat my supper. Now sometimes I'll start at 4:30, and by 5 o'clock I'm all done. So if I ate my breakfast starting at say 12:15 or 12:30, and I'm done eating my supper at 5:30, my window is 5 hours and 15 minutes, and not a full 6 hours. And I don't depend on the full 6 hours. During the 18 hours when I'm not eating, which is from, for me, it's from 6 p.m. until the next day at noon, during that time I'll have some water, and that's essentially it. One day my wife got a pop, and it was kind of a pop that she hadn't tried before, and she says, "Here, take a sip of that." I took a small sip of it, and I tasted it. It's pretty good. I took a second small sip of it, and that was what I had. I don't consider that cheating because there's no calories in the diet stuff, even though it plays with your metabolism a little bit. I don't worry about that. And I don't do that very often because I simply do not drink pop. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink pop, any of that kind of stuff. I really don't drink a lot of milk either. Usually, if I'm going to drink anything, it might be a little bit of coffee, or it might be, some water. I go to this one restaurant sometimes, and about 3:30, 4 o'clock, we'll be in there. And when we eat, they don't have coffee as a choice anymore. They only have either tea or pop or water. Well, I can drink water if I want to, and sometimes I do. But most of the time what I like to do is just to have a little bit of tea. So I'll put a little bit of unsweetened tea into my cup, a little bit of ice, and I'll drink that with my meal. But I don't get real big into a lot of that other stuff. And but the big news is basically an update letting you know that from May until July, 60 days, I have gone from a point where I was really getting ready to leave this earth to a point where I have a new lease on life. That's pretty cool, I think. Folks, we could use some likes on our videos, both on DSR chats as well as on Good Day, Good Prayers. So if you have it in your mind to do that, we would appreciate it. Thank you so much. We'd also like to have some more subscribers. We have 53 on Good Day, Good Prayers, and we have 9 or 10 on this channel here on DSR Chats. We certainly need a few more people. I'm not looking to... You have to have 1,000 people in order to be what they call monetized. I'm not interested in monetization. What I'm doing on these channels is something that I'm willing to give to people for free because I want them to know the truth. I want you to start thinking about the truth. In fact, sometimes I talk about things, especially on the other channel, people say, well, that's a little bit out there. Well, that's well and fine. It's out there. That's good. The reason it's out there is because of the fact that you need to start expanding your understanding. Your education system and the media and all of the other things that you're supposed to learn through the system is going to give you about 3% of the knowledge that you need. Knowledge is power, but knowledge is also freedom. That's why Jesus said the truth will set you free. So we need to understand that. I want you to have a good day, and a good day always starts with good prayers. And if those good prayers reach the throne of God, well, you're going to have a good day, aren't you? course. So with that said,